Hello, everyone, and welcome to Indiana Golf Magazine. I'm Brian Hammonds. Our Chariot Automotive Group top story this month features the Butler University men's golf team. The Bulldogs are probably the only team in the country with a major champion on their coaching staff. Shawn Mckel won the 2003 PGA Championship at Oak Hill. Now 55 years old and not playing as much himself, when his friend and Butler head coach Colby Huffman asked if he'd be interested in being his assistant coach, the Indiana University graduate quickly said yes.
This keeps me in the game and allows me to kind of share some of my kind of wisdom, I guess, with the kids. I mean, most of what I share with them, I think, is just some of the mistakes that I made as a pro golfer and maybe a collegiate athlete, So I think there's as much to gain from that as any of the positive stuff that I've kind of been through. But I love it.
Having a major champion in our back pocket is phenomenal for the kids. I mean, these college guys, they can call him, text him, show him videos if they want, and to have advice from someone who's been at the highest level, who's played, and not only played at the highest level, but has won at the highest level against the best players in the world. And to have that as a resource is phenomenal. I mean, it's just an amazing opportunity.
You don't have to feel like you have to go at every shot, because if you say you're not putting well, that bleeds into the other parts of your game, because then you're like, well, I can't make it from 20, so I got to hit it to 10. And then you start challenging flags that you don't need to. Then you short side yourself and you make a bogey, and it starts to unravel.
It's pretty surreal. He offers up so much great advice, and you are a little bit starstruck when we first met him, absolutely. But then you realise what a sort of down-to-earth guy he is, and it just makes that relationship so much better. And I feel like I can ask him anything on the course, and we get a lot out of him. So really grateful to have him on the team.
The most rewarding, I think, for me is to see something if I pass longer, if it helps them save one shot or brings a little bit more joy to the game. And I told him, I said, you're not trying to put food on the table. I said, so in this experience is going to go by pretty quick. You think 4 years seems like a long time, but it's not. And when you get out, you're gonna reminisce, and you're gonna look back at some of the things that I've told you, and you're going, I wish I would have done that. And I said, so take advantage of it while you can.
Mckel brings some impressive credentials to his job as an assistant coach. The IU graduate played 15 years on the PGA Tour with that major championship win in 2003. He also finished second to Tiger Woods in the 2006 PGA Championship and finished second in the HSBC World Match Play that same year, beating Tiger in the first round. He also posted wins on the European Tour and Nike Tour along the way. The Indiana Golf Tournament season got underway earlier this month with the playing of the Tournament of Champions at the Sagamore Club in Noblesville, an event that's open to the top 25 finishers in the previous year's Player of the Year standings and the top 15 finishers in the Senior Player of the Year standings. And some familiar names got their year off to a good start. In the regular division, it looked as if it would be a two-man final round battle between Timothy Wiseman and Vince Drummond. Those two came to the 16th hole tied for the lead at 2 under par. Wiseman made a nice up and down out of the bunker to save par, but Drummond missed his bogey putt for a 2-shot swing, and Wiseman could cruise home. He shot a final round 73 in difficult conditions to win by 2.
I knew it was going to be a mentally taxing day. I knew Vince was going to be right there. I knew Jamie was going to be right there. So I knew there were going to be ebbs and flows to the round and the day, especially in the windy conditions. So no matter what happened, I knew I just had to stay patient and just stick to my game and hope for the best. And thankfully, got out with the win.
Mike Asbell had the low round of the day, a 1 under par 71 to tie for second with IUPUI head golf coach Jamie Brose, who came home in 35 to finish 1 over. After being in contention all day, Drummond played the last 3 holes at 6 over to end up in 4th. In the senior division, Noblesville's Mike O'Toole started the final round with a one-shot lead, hoping to defend his title in the Tournament of Champions, and he was never challenged. He got it out of final round 72 for a whopping 6-shot win.
Second year in a row, been fortunate to win the first event of the year, so pretty happy. It was definitely tougher today, just to keep it in play. I mean, I relied on my short game because it's early and I did chunk a lot of shots today, so my short game saved me. Probably about 5 holes, so I got up and down where it could have been definitely bogey or even double.
5-time Senior Player of the Year Quinn Griffin finished in second at 3 over par. Todd Sandow birdied the last to get into a tie for third with Gary Robison. Craig Bowden ends up in a tie for fifth. The Southern Open was also played this month at the Evansville Country Club, and Eric Steger wins in a playoff, his second win at that event in the last 3 years. Timothy Wiseman follows up his win at the Tournament of Champions with the runner-up finish, along with his brother and last year's winner, Joey. Vince Drummond starts his season with his second straight top 10 finish. This month's featured course is a regular on the Indiana PGA and IGA schedules, and one of the only places in Indiana you can play a course with Scottish roots. Located in Winona Lake, Indiana, the Stonehenge Golf Club is a Ron Garl design, and you won't find any like it in the area. It's a link-style course with immaculate bent grass tees, fairways, and greens.
Really, other than one hole, 2 holes out here, can you even see the other hole coming side by side. So it just winds its way around. We don't even have T signs out there because it just takes you right to the next spot.
Stonehenge is challenging, yet very playable for all ages and skill levels, with 6 sets of tees ranging from 4,500 yards to over 7,000. And from the tips, it's a terrific course for championship golf.
So in case something wants to come here that's pretty decent field, maybe a national tournament of some sort, we get the Hurricane Tour and some of the Indiana golf tours, but it's there, it's enough.
And you can play this hidden gem for a very reasonable price.
Our top rack rate this year is $69, and that's on Friday, Saturday till 2 o'clock, Sunday till 2 o'clock. And then basically after that's our twilight rate at $49. And we have some senior rates and first responders rate.
Stonehenge is located about 2 hours north of Indianapolis and only 45 minutes west of Fort Wayne. And it's worth the drive to play the only Ron Garl designed golf course in Indiana. And now our tip of the month, brought to you by Correct to Compete. How many of us struggle around the greens with our short game? Well, here's how we get better.
Hi, I'm John Hoover. I'm the Director of Instruction here at Broadmoor Country Club, as well as Correct to Compete here in Indianapolis. And today we're going to do a tip of the month, and we're going to talk short game, a little bit of the fundamentals on the short game, as well as we'll get into the striking patterns and give you some good drills to walk away with. Okay, so in the short game, we're going to talk a little bit about, and this can go for all 3 of our wedges. So this could be gap wedge, could be sand wedge, as well as lob wedge. Middle of the stance. And I'm going to place a little bit of my weight because one of the keys with the short game is finding out where the bottom of the golf swing. So when I swing the golf club, I want the bottom of the swing to happen just past the golf ball. Distance control is also important as well. So the engine is how we rotate the chest away from the golf ball. And the chest rotates, so the hands are going to come back. We could have almost no hinge for, like, say, like a chip or run. We could have some hinge, or we could have a lot of hinge, maybe going to a lob wedge where we have to get the golf ball up and out of the rough over a bunker or even a bunker shot. So we could use different hinge methods to create different swing lengths for energy to create a different length of golf shot as well. I've provided some drills here to help you with your contact in the short game. Things that you have at home or in your golf bag. So I have baby powder that I have created a horizontal line with a rectangle. I have a tee and I have a quarter. Could be a poker chip if you don't want to use quarters. So all three of these are going to help us in contact. So when we strike golf ball first, turf second, we will see a much better result in our short game. All right, so after short game today, hopefully you have some tips and a better understanding of what we can do to help you around the greens. Again, my name's John Hoover, the Director of Instruction here at Broadmoor Country Club and Correct to Compete. Feel free to contact and reach out outside here at Broadmoor Country Club or indoors at Correct to Compete. And we host not only short game, but a series of instructions with just about every facet of the game of golf. Thanks.
And here's a look at some of the bigger events coming up in May. The Indiana Adaptive Championship will be played May 4th and 5th at the Golf Club of Indiana. That same weekend, junior girls will be competing in the Players Club Junior Spring Series in Yorktown. The Senior Amateur Team Championship will take place May 9th and 10th at Plum Creek in Carmel. And the Indianapolis Open will be played later in the month at the club at Holiday Farm in Zionsville, where Quinn Griffing is the defending champion. And that will do it for this month's episode. I'm Brian Hammonds. Join us again next month for Indiana Golf Magazine.